Hare Krishna. Welcome to Tax Guru YouTube channel. This is CA Rohan R. Pingle, practicing chartered accountant based in Mumbai, also partner in Motilal and Associates LLP, member firm of Marks Network. Yes, and today we are going to discuss on a topic GST dispute introduction. Okay, this is also like a video series we can say. In last week, we did video on the topic appearance before the appellate forum. So that is also a part of this video series we can see. So today we will going to discuss GST disputes on introduction matters. So let's start with it. Let me allow to share my screen. Yes. So key learning areas of today's session will be introduction to the GST disputes, opportunities for chartered accountants, representations before GST authorities, types of representation, style and approach for effective representation, skills and knowledge required, integrity and limited liability of a CA, and professional do's and don'ts. So because what I thought is that in coming months, appellate tribunal is going to be ready for hearing the appeals under the GST law. So those who are want to represent your clients or assessee before the GST appellate tribunal, for them this is definitely useful. Also, the base will be same while you are if you are appearing on the ITAT or income tax or other forums. So that is what the base important is, to know how to approach, how to represent, what skills, what knowledge we need to be known. So that is what the purpose behind this video series. So let's start with it. So here, first, the litigation is between whom? The government and taxpayer. So CA advocate can represent the taxpayer before the authorities, right? So representation in the context of the law is to offer what? Explanations, information, or defense in relation to the proceedings before the authorities, right? First, litigation is between whom? The government and the taxpayer, right? Not between the government and the representative, right? It is between the government and the taxpayer is what litigation is. CA and advocate can what they do is represent the taxpayer before those authorities. So representation in the context of the law is to offer what? Explanations, informations, or defense in relation to the proceedings before the authorities. So representation is what? A legal right. So CA can handle litigation matters up to what level? Tribunal level. However, higher judiciary, CA can provide valuable assistance to the lawyers in handling the matters before such forums like High Court and Supreme Court. So as a tribunal is the last fact-finding authority, CA can play very important role in representing the questions of the fact at the tribunal level. So moving further, let's understand what are the opportunities for CA. As I said, GST appellate tribunal are going to be now coming into the place in a few months. So CA can provide assistance to their clients to prepare what? For department audit and due diligence audit, advice during the audit and investigation, whether to litigate or not. It is also important consultation to your clients or your prospective clients, representing in adjudication proceedings and or appellate proceedings, assist advocates at higher authorities, higher forums such as High Court and Supreme Court in understanding of the facts and preparing the grounds of the appeal. So these are the few opportunities for the CA. Now let us understand representation, very important. So it is what? Present the facts without any supposition or imagination of the facts. It is nothing but to act under the instructions of the taxpayer. Please note down this understanding. It is nothing but to act under what? Instructions of the taxpayer. You are not going to comment or any giving any statement on your own. You need to act under the instructions of the taxpayer. CA is not involved in client's operations, right? So attending summons and or giving statements on behalf of the client, as I said, should be what? Avoided. Please keep in mind, keep note this point. CA is not involved in the client's operation. Attending the summons and or giving statements on behalf of the client should be avoided. We need to act under the instructions of the taxpayer. That is, keep in this mind. CA can present what various alternatives to the taxpayer client and allow the client to decide and to take the stand. We need to present him what alternatives options he or she have, and then they need to decide, our client or taxpayer need to decide what course of action need to be taken. So CA then only can represent what the position and or a stand taken by the client is what CA can do, whatever the representative can do. So let's see representation types. So there are three types of representations we can say. Communication. First is what? Communication. Let's understand that. These are the pre-adjudication proceedings representation. Here, what CA Act is only as a channel of communication between the taxpayer and the government or the department, we can say. Doesn't represent the taxpayer. When show cause notice received or email received, then we communicate or respond like that. So audit under section 65, investigation under section 67, everything should be communicated from the taxpayer ends. Here we are not representative. We are enabling the clients whatever they have, and we are just communicating to the department like audit under 65, investigation under section 67 of the CGST Act 2070. So next type, second one is assistance. Communication is the first part, then assistance. Here CA represent in adjudication proceedings. Okay. Advise the taxpayer in what courses of action needs to be taken. This is the type of the second type of the representation. Example, drafting the replies to the show cause notice, additional submissions is what the assistance. Then third comes professional assistance. Here CA provides professional assistance to the taxpayer. So these representations are post-adjudication proceedings, like example, revisionary proceedings, appellate proceedings, and drafting of rebuttals or appeal with a statement of facts and grounds. Next, style and approach. So no two persons are alike in their manner of representation, right? So representation is an what? Art. Posture, tone of the voice are very, very much important. So one may be inspired from other, but do not imitate another person. Don't copy. Improve or develop your own style and approach. You gradually improve it, right? So avoid unnatural approach and focus on what? Natural delivery. Then work on your vocabulary. For improvement in vocabulary, there is no substitute or option to read and read more and more. And need to read the legal citations, legal facts, what the court has been, that language we need to, means we need to go through the High Court and Supreme Court judgments. So that way we can improve our, or in addition, we can say that we can add our vocabulary. So that need to be taken care of. So what skills and knowledge required? A CA should have a knowledge of the concerned laws, that is the basic rules of the evidence and basic law concept. Knowledge of administrative law is also necessary. Need to develop both the speaking and writing skills. So now AI, that is artificial intelligence, helps in drafting, no doubt, but then need to learn on prompt engineering. What we need to, we can able to prompt to AI, and then AI will produce the result. So the result of the AI also depend upon how we can able to prompt them, how we can efficiently prompt to the AI. So knowledge is acquired from the books as well as from the observation is also important. Moving further, Knowledge increases when we share our learning with others. That is also important. Whatever you will learn, you can need to share with your staff, your articles, your co-workers, co-professionals. That is we what whenever you share your knowledge expands. So continuously keep update yourself about the development in the relevant laws. This is very much necessary. Those who are a practitioner in a litigation or whatever, as a practitioner, CA or advocate, anyone need to update yourself. Need to read the journals, newsletters, weekly, monthly. That is the main important thing. So your outcome of any case which you are handling is largely depends upon how much you are updated with a relevant law. So be meticulous in all areas, not in one area. Integrity and limited liability of the CA. Let's understand that. They should not give any false assurance to the prospective client. Be careful in this. Whenever you are dealing with a prospective client, though go means don't go into the hurry to grab that client. What is important is that what you understand from the facts represented by the client, and then don't give a false assurance. That is the main thing. So maintain unbiased loyalty to the law. CA can limit his or her liability by the engagement letter. That is also important to learn. But negligence, misrepresentation, breach of confidentiality and will attract what the unlimited liability. So CA can limit his or her liability to the extent of fees through engagement letter. That is also very important part. Whenever you engaged with your client, you need to limit your liability to the extent of your fees. So let's move on to the professional what do's and don'ts. First, let's see do's. Advise admission of the default if the tax default is bona fide. That is the first and most important. Okay. Keep yourself updated about the amendments, changes in law on a regular basis. Create your own library of reference material in a soft copy mode, whatever it may be, but create it. Subscribe to newsletter or journal that I say need to read it. Verify the authenticity of material on which you are relying before submission, because now AI is everywhere. We within a minute we get the data from the AI, but the authenticity we need to be checked. Maintain the case file. Each case file should be maintained. Always take acknowledgement on copies of whatever papers you have submitted to the authorities. That is very much important. Train your staff by taking them to the hearing if allowed. Don't hesitate in that. Please take with if it is allowed, then definitely take your article, staff members, your colleague to the forums or whatever communications you are dealing with the departments so that they will be able to train. Create leaders and not obedient or employees. Maintain distance from the department representative and staff. Very important. File adjournment application on time if adjournment is what required. Verify the cause list. Very, very important. Hosted on the forum's website to avoid the ex parte order. So along with copies of your submission, also keep the original material with you, like journal or books. Very important. So focus and develop your own style, as I said, and approach. Gradual improvement is what expected. Don't copy. Okay. And few of the don'ts: do not support unlawful tax positions. Very important. Do not rely on head notes of the decisions from any journal. That is also important. Go beyond that. Do your own research. And then do not cut, copy, paste. Draft pleadings on your own. Yes, take the help of AI, but think and then give a prompt to the AI, then analyze, correlate, and also see the authenticity of the data provided by the AI. So that's it from today's session. Thank you so much for patient hearing. If you have any questions, observations, suggestions, then do let me know via WhatsApp, email, or you can also comment below the video. Hope you are gaining valuable knowledge from all these video updates, video series, which we are conducting on the Tax YouTube channel. So if you are not yet subscribed to Executive channel, then yes, do subscribe, do share these videos with in your network. So stay tuned to the Tax Guru YouTube channel. Thank you so much once again. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon. Hare Krishna.